I'm fine though. I don't know why it's doing that. It's got this issue, but I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, sick.
Well, yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, so
Yeah, that's good. So, yeah, I mean, I was looking through your Spotify. I was like, oh, okay. When I first heard of you, I think it was to that Chris Lake track, Blue
operator.
Ring.
Yeah,
Okay, he's new, but no, you're not new. You've been doing this for a long time.
yeah. I've been sadly doing music for a long time.
When was like your first release?
My first official release was 2008. I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even
But
before the big boom.
yeah, but before I was doing Blockhouse and stuff before. I was like in the Blockhouse days, like, like did all that stuff, like those little labels and stuff, like Blockhouse or
Yeah,
like
I saw some
indie sleaze
tracks.
stuff, as some people used to say. I like did that stuff, and yeah, I sort of knew Chris Lake's people from that area, from that era, because Chris Lake's manager used to work with Mastercraft, so and that's how I like met them, because I played with Mastercraft a bunch of times, like on tour and stuff. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
Mastercraft. They're like Canadian Justice, I want to say. You know Mastercraft. They're
Okay.
like bigger. You might not. They might be before your time, but they're like big, like Black House indie rock, indie dance people. They're like the biggest people in North America. And like,
Okay.
yeah. But
Yeah,
Chris
I
Lake's
started
manager
getting into
used to.
the scene
Yeah,
in like 2010, 11.
yeah, yeah. Was Mastercraft done by 2000? So they might have been. No, there's some around. There's some around, but yeah, they were definitely leaving. Yeah, sick. But yeah, that's all. That's basically it.
Yeah, like I was kind of going through your discovery too. It's like you have tracks with like every touring DJ, I feel like.
I've tracks with a lot of DJs. I have tracks with a lot of DJs. There's a lot of people I have tracks with. People might not
Yeah,
know about.
like
Yeah,
writing stuff down. Like you did Ask Hypnotize with TJR.
yeah, I did that. That was the first big vocal thing, I would say. Like I'd done vocals before, but that was the first big vocal thing. That was like a Beatport top 10, but I think top 5 or something like that. And that was the first big vocal thing, and that was also through Chris Lake, because Chris Lake put out that song that came out on Rising, his label before Black Book.
Okay. So you were not always doing vocals.
No, I was starting out producing and DJing. Like I might have done some vocals, but like not really. I was like known for doing like producing and like DJing and like remixing and stuff like that.
You're like, okay, the vocals is working. Let's keep doing that.
Yeah, I sort of like made a decision. Is like I had to like change my production around, and like just it just made sense to like sort of do vocals at that time. I guess it's like 10 years ago. I like sort of decided like, oh, let me start doing vocals. Have this voice sounds like keep the career going, and like not like it was the best, wasn't the best. Obviously, people don't know about stuff. But it's also like I just was just like I can just always sort of like rapping and doing vocals. I was like do some vocals and do stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great way to get into the scene too, or to actually, make a career out of it. Because I mean, the supply is very low for getting original vocals. I do, yeah. You see, a lot of if you're capable of, recording good vocals, a lot of DJs, producers are like, yes, let's get you on.
Yeah,
But
so that's
yeah,
good.
you have a very unique and distinct voice too, so it helps a lot.
Uh, yeah, I know. No, hopefully nobody samples this podcast, but just joking, just joking. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it was good. Like and like I know also that year Walker Royce song, the Walker Royce people, right? That's
Yeah, yeah,
that
of
was
course.
also Take Me to Your Leader was the same. They I've known Gavin from back in the day, from the New York days when I used to do all the indie dance and blockhouse stuff. I used to play his party that like back. I always joke back in the day, Gavin used to open up for me because he was
Yeah,
the resident DJ for the New York thing, and I was like touring doing production stuff. So like I played the big thing. He played this thing called Webster Hall, Girls and Boys. He was like the resident DJ. So I've known Gavin Royce from Walker and Royce since like back then, and it's actually funny because he actually hit me up to work after As Hypnotized. And I was like, maybe, but like it's gotta be the right thing, the right vibe. I'm not really sure. This is like before self help or anything. But then he hit me
yeah,
up after Operator. And I was like, okay, sure, man, but you gotta get me on guest list to this party if we do it. And like but the thing was I was in a wheelchair then. So you had to really, really get me into the party. They let people in for weird, but like you gotta make sure your PMI gets in. But then they got me in all good, and then we did vocals, and that's when I did the stuff. Take Me to Your Leader and Love and Marriage and stuff. I did that right afterwards, but I've known him for like a long time. I knew him longer than Chris Stakes people.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a huge chart. Or was it EP, I think, right?
Well,
Your
no,
leader.
no. Take Me to Your Leader was the single that was
It
on
was
their
a single.
album Self Help. It was on the album Self Help, which like everybody
Okay.
sort of likes the album. I did like two
And so
songs of
when
that.
you guys were DJing, was it you said Webster Hall?
Webster Hall was where he was a resident at for this party called Girls and Boys. And that's this place in New York City. And that was like the second one of the biggest club, and definitely they played more like new dance music, and not new, but like they like Skrillex played
We were
there.
doing
I don't
like
know
disco stuff back then, or
who
Gavin was there.
he always did disco stuff. He always liked disco stuff, but he also still playing. I mean, he was like the opener resident DJ at the local thing, so like he played with everyone with the vibes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Disco's great to warm up with, but he wasn't playing just disco. You know what I mean? It was like
yeah.
that sort of thing. So that's like,
What year was that at?
I probably played Webster Hall so many times from 2008 to 2012. I have no idea. I played a lot of
Okay,
times there. So it was like somewhere he was a resident at that spot during that time, maybe even '07. It's hard for me to say. Like it's like kind of maybe '09. He was there. Yeah, something kind of hard for me to say, you know.
it's crazy, especially to see where they're at now. They make some of the best house music right now.
I know it's funny.
And so you
Everybody
were
starts
living up
somewhere.
there in New
Yeah, I
York.
was living in New York. Yeah, I was living in New York.
Are you from there?
No, I'm from Philly. I'm from Philly, but I like, as I say, I was like born in Philly, but raised by the New York clubs. I like to say,
Yeah,
I moved to New York when I was 17 years old, so it's like that's kind of like a big part of like my life. As
yeah,
much as Philly is, New York is like, but I've been in LA at right now for like almost for 9 years, so at this point, LA is just a big part of my life.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Where in LA are you about?
Where am I? I'm in like I move all over. I move all
Yeah.
over. I just move all over. Yeah. But I'm in the city.
Were you close to the fires when that happened?
No, I was not close to the fires, thank God. I was
That's good.
not close to the fires.
Yeah, when I'm like emailing like manager agents, are like, "Are you close?" I'm like, "No, I'm okay."
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird to like post during that time. I was like, I
No.
feel kind of weird advertising stuff right now.
Yeah,
I'm not
it
really
was
acting right now.
I
Hey,
know
buy
it was kind
tickets.
of
I
weird.
know LA's burning, but buy tickets to my show.
I know it kind of felt weird for like all, especially because like I had friends who were affected by it, and like I want to like provide them space. So I was like, just kind of kept quiet, kept things cool.
Yeah. So, question.
Sure.
I don't have many things here written down, just talk, but there's one. What do you describe yourself as an artist? Are you a vocalist? Are you a rapper? Or because when I wrote
I
it down,
mean,
when I made the caption, I was like, producer, DJ, vocalist. I'm like, should I say vocalist? I don't know.
I'm a rapper. I'm a vocalist. I feel like it's not that deep. Like I don't look at it as like being a rapper as like being less than a vocalist. Sometimes I say I'm a vocalist because people expect you to be one sort of way when you rap. Because sometimes I just say words, sometimes I sing, but that's like part of those things are part of rapping. So I don't really say it to like make it like I could be a vocalist or a rapper. It's like all the same to me. It's just like a term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Less than like I don't really think it's like that deep to me. That's just how I look
What
at
do
it.
you think about the term of being a poet?
I feel poetry is like a written thing.
Yeah.
So I don't really consider like there's poetry and singing and stuff like that, writing, but it's not necessarily I feel if anything it'd be lyricist, but that's like being too serious a rapper thing. I find being a poetry is like a written thing, which is like different than vocal speaking. It's like
You
different
still
sort of
write down
thing.
your vocals, right?
Uh, Not always. No, I sometimes record them into a video, and then like I see what looks good in the video, and then I re-record them. Sometimes I write them down. Sometimes I freestyle them. It's really, and then like how you write it down, it's not how you say it on paper. So I might write something, and then I say it different because that's how it hits on the beat, or just how I feel. I think that. It's really, I know I'm being too serious about this, but they're really two separate things. Like not in a big,
Yeah,
good or a bad way. That's just to respect people who are poets more so than myself. You know, I feel like that's its own specific art, which like I try to respect. That's just me.
yeah, that's true. So, I mean, when you're getting these like big collabs, how does that work? Like you did that one with Cloonee. That's huge. Did they reach out to you or
They
like
reached
you
out to me. They reached out to me.
and they just sent you, hey, this is the track we're working on, or like you guys like
No,
writing
they
process
gave me
work?
they gave me the song and they said this and I was like well I was like I don't do certain kinds of things because it was oh there was an original vocal on it and it's like it said like some people heard it, it's like said these are my bitches, these are my hoes. I'm like I'm not really gonna call like you know people bitches and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like not my thing. Not a bad thing because people do it all the time. Like the songs which are big. I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing. I just didn't want to do that.
I've heard worse things on
Yeah, you
songs.
know, like yeah, I listen to hip hop. Like I listen to hip hop. I'm not being woke. I'm just saying I just didn't want to necessarily do that. I hang out with girls all the time, so I didn't want to necessarily do that. But that being said, like we they talked about it. Then they said they wanted to keep it still dirty and funky. So I said okay, cool. And then I just went and I sort of it took me that song actually took me longer than most because like they wanted me to talk like I was telling a story, but that's what they said. They had an idea, like, they just talk about your day. It makes sounds like, well, I can't just do it. And then, like, and then making a rap, so I had to, like, write out a whole thing and then sort of make a hook that happens in the story of me talking and stuff like that, which is, like, kind of harder than it sounds. Like, that song sounds mad, like me chilling and talking, but I did have to, like, write that out and do some mapping out of the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know and like and so I basically like sort of took notes for a day or two and everything like that and like sort of like listened to like you know ghetto tech songs and like Chicago booty house songs for like a day or two and then I just like sort of like wrote stuff down that I had everything that I went through and did a whole thing and then I recorded it and then I know this is way too much info, but I recorded it and then I sent it. They liked it. They did some chops up, and then I re-recorded it again, also over what they did to like give it more better flow.
So do you go to their studio
No,
or
I did that. I did that at home and at my studio that I go to. I was with studio also.
you have your own home studio or like you have like a
I have the mic that I'm
trusty?
talking on right now. Like I got the mic.
Yeah.
I have a studio too that I go to. That I use like a commercial studio. I get booked at a commercial studio, so I
Yeah.
like go
I
there
always
sometimes.
wonder like because like so many you hear about all these like big tracks like, oh, I made it on this, busted monitor right here and it was like a number one hit or whatever. I feel like I hear a lot of stories like that. Is that
Well, I
like
mean, no, no, it's funny. Operator, the Ring Ring song,
yeah.
right? I made that off a good mic, but it's the cheapest Shure mic SM. I recorded that in my bedroom in New York. I recorded that in my bedroom in New York. On like, in that mic, I 1000% took it from a club. Down there. I don't want to take anything from your club. I have my own mic right now. But like, I'm not. I'm joking. You know that this is before operators. Sometimes we had to do the best we could. I'm
That's
not gonna do.
awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, but no, yeah, that's so that was like, you know, yeah, I record a lot of the stuff is recorded at home. I go to the studio sometimes. Like I do go to the studio, but I couldn't go there like two, 3 times a week. I like to work a lot, so I record a lot at home.
Yeah, that's awesome. You made that track on a busted mic that you took. I mean, that track was huge too.
Yeah, that's my biggest. I think that's my biggest song so far. Still,
How many
right
views does
now,
it have?
I want to say it probably has 11 million plays, 11 million streams on Spotify. Probably does has 100
So
million streams on
operator.
Spotify. It's right on my profile page. You can
I
just
was
go
on your
straight to my
profile too.
It's right on my profile page. It'll come up. Yeah, because it's
Okay. Not at the very like top five.
oh not anymore. We got rid of it.
It like refreshes, even though you have tracks that are bigger. It'll like
No, I know. I just thought that was still there because I check my Spotify every day as we check Spotify. Yeah, it's right there, number 5.
is it?
I'm looking at it. It says operator ring ring 11.6 million. If you go to my
Oh, there
dancing
it is.
pro,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was looking for the label cover, the red with the yellow legs.
No, yeah, the red, yeah. Now it's
What was the one with Clooney? I thought that one's a big track.
well. That
Maybe.
song is that's a weird thing on Spotify. I'm listed as a feature there. A feature sometimes it doesn't hit the profile page. That's a very weird thing. Oh my god, is this not is is Did my background pop up?
Your background went away.
Jesus Christ, man. Oh, I'm like, oh, my bedroom. This is a nightmare. Let me fucking. It's called. Yeah,
To the Beat has
all right, but
4.2
yeah,
million
4.2. Yeah, that's probably over time going to end up having more than
operator, you think?
Yeah, it's going to have more than operator over time, probably just because it's newer and just if that's 4 point. Yeah, operator's a decade old. That's going to be operator. That's going to be
Yeah.
operator.
And To the Beat came out what, a few months ago, or
No, it came out last year, or literally last year this time. It came out
okay, so it's
last
been
year.
almost a year.
Yeah.
Okay. And you think
So
it's gonna get more plays than operator?
yeah, I
Still
think
got
so.
like almost like three times the amount.
Yeah, but 4.6 in a year, like it. Operator had 2 million at the. I sort of just like know this stuff pretty well. I just because it's like my songs. I just
Yeah,
tend to have like I'm also like just I've been doing music stuff for like a long time. Before I was DJing, I like worked in music programming. So like
yeah,
I like just sort of this is all I know. So I'm pretty good. Like like it's probably gonna hit more on a 10-year time period. Stuff more. For taking
yeah.
the operator 10-year time period, this is 4 million in 1 year, then you could extrapolate that it'll cut down by half over the year. So it should probably get like 2 million or 1 million this year, and then like stay at that level for that
Keep
amount.
going. I didn't know
Yeah,
they dance tracks just keep on accumulating plays like that for that long. I always
yeah.
thought it was like a one
No,
2 week half life.
no, man. Like they never stop like that. They just keep on going. Like for instance, if we're gonna talk about the stuff, like Walker and Royce self help album, that's still people still listen to that all the time. Like people still listen to it all the time. Like, yeah, so Take Me to Your Reader has 6.4 million plays on that. Take people listen to that. The biggest song from that is No Role Model is Role Models at 7.4 million because people keep on playing that album over and over again and playing that song, so it just has consistent plays. Jesus
I didn't know
Christ.
Take Me to Later was that big.
Yeah, that stuff is kind of weird like that because you don't yeah, it's
That's 6 point, almost 6.5.
yeah. People don't.
That's that's with
Lots of
two
songs are
tracks
like that.
too.
Yeah,
Two
that's
tracks,
like
one probably extended. I'm guessing so. Yeah, pretty much over 7 million plays on
yeah
Spotify.
on Spotify. Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I wish Dirty Bird was still releasing like how they used to release.
but we still do. They still do. I just put out 2 songs on Dirty Bird
Did
last
you?
year. Yeah, I just put out 2 songs. I put out past two, which is it's right on my thing. It's this song called Out Past Two came out on Dirty Bird. Um, so my And then with this, I put out so much music. It's so hard for me. What's the other song called?
Yeah, I see.
It's called Freak Frequency. That's the other song called Freak Frequency. But Dirty Bird's still here. Dirty Bird Camp Out's coming back too.
I saw that they're teaming up with that NorCal
Northern,
festival,
oh yeah, Northern Lights. I want to say or something, or Northern Lights,
Northern
something like
Lights.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Northern Lights.
and they're
So it's
like they work with like their whole festival's like it's with sound or Void sound systems, right? Or I'm
yeah,
not
voice sound. Yeah, I think so. And there's like a weed component too, which is cool.
sure. Okay.
There's
And
like
so
a
it's
weed.
not just their festival; it's like just one collab festival. So it's
Yeah,
not they're not doing their other stuff. It's just directly with Dirty Bird.
yeah, there's gonna be like it's not like a stage, like it's gonna be
That's
it's
what I
Dirty
thought.
Bird.
Like, oh, it's gonna be a stage. I'm like, I think Dirty Bird could do bigger than that. But yeah, it's an actual
Yeah,
Dirty Bird festival collab. Well, wait, what was you said it was called Freak Frequency?
yeah, it's called Out Past Two is the one thing. So if you look for dances Out Past Two, it's on my thing. Kind of send a
I was just talking to someone about that. Like the algorithm, I don't see that.
yeah
Like the social media algorithm is like not good. It's like you have to do like reels and TikToks to like get to your like normal reach. I feel like
what for on
because
what?
I've been missing a bunch of releases.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean
Instagram.
I posted it. I do a lot of stuff. People miss stuff. That song wasn't that big. So it just sticks out on the thing. People do a lot of stuff. I mean that song was pretty good, but like I think I put out so much songs, people don't even like know stuff. Like, have you heard the Valentino Khan song?
I remember, I think I listened to it last night 'cause I was going through all your track,
Yeah, but like,
but
no, I'm
there's
not
so
saying
many.
that. Yeah, like
Wax Motif, you had so many.
yeah, no, I got a lot of songs. I'm not saying that like in a bad way. Like I once played a gig with somebody and like it was in Phoenix or something. It was in Phoenix and like or someplace. And like the opener was playing my song. Like the person before me was playing a song, vocals on. I was like, oh, that's cool, my song. And the dude like apologized. I'm like, yo, man, I have a lot of songs, man. Like I was like, you play that song all the time. You probably just labeled. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, don't. It's not that serious, brother. Like I've got so many songs, yo. You just were playing us. You played a song. I wasn't gonna play that song, maybe. Like I don't think I was gonna play it. I just heard my song. Like I have a lot of songs. I'm not. I don't want to DJ. I
Yeah.
don't play an hour of only my songs. So I was like, it's not that serious, man. Like, I have a lot of music. I do music all the time. I'm not going to be like, oh, you played one of my songs or my 90 songs I put out. It's not that deep. You know, I feel like
Yeah,
it's not that
yeah.
deep. It's music.
I feel when I like open up for like bigger artists, sometimes they're strict and sometimes there's no like just do whatever you want. I'm like, okay, but I'm not gonna. I usually not playing their music. But
No,
yeah,
yeah, I know. No, no, the guy apologized, but like again, like I was saying, like I was more talking about how many songs I have. Like he wasn't.
yeah, yeah,
He's probably never done that before ever. But since I do the vocals, you just don't think like somebody's name was maybe first or something. He didn't think about it. I guess it's not that deep. It's just more funny
yeah,
because I have that he
yeah.
didn't. Yeah.
How many tracks are you normally like releasing a year? Would you say?
I mean, there was a time I was only doing like 3 or 4 songs a year, 3 or 4 to like 6, that was like the bad. Now at this point, I feel like I put out like, I'm trying to do a song a month, at least average a song a
Yeah,
month. That's like my goal. I would like to, do a song a month and then on top of that, my own project a year on top of that, at least or something around that. So I can average about like, I would say maybe 18 songs a year. So maybe only 8 collabs and then a project of my own that's 10 songs. One of those things. Like,
yeah. No, I feel like that's a good area to be. 12 tracks a year. I mean, 18. I think
yeah.
that's definitely a lot too. I mean, some people they do like 3 tracks a year and they're huge. Like who is it? Mal P has like I think he releases like twice or 3 times a year. And he's
Yeah, well, no,
monster.
I mean, like, no, Mal Peel puts out like 6 songs a year. He puts out six. He puts
Okay,
out like
is it
six
around
songs a
6?
year. Like, yeah, like I tend to just keep track of this stuff, so I just tend to know. But let's
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
count it up. Yeah, one, he did Murder, one, two, three, Beach Underground, four. He did four last year. He did four last year.
4. Yeah, I mean it's not a crazy amount, and he's just still getting bigger.
Yeah, the year before he did one, two. No, that was a remix. One. The year before he did three. He
And
did
that's
about
not counting the remix.
yeah, that not kind of remixes. He did four. Sorry, he did four the year before. He did four the year before, which is like that's solid. That's like one per quarter. Because when those songs are so big, it doesn't even make sense to put out another song.
Yeah, they could put all their marketing into each track, then rather than spreading it out. Since it's such monster
Yeah,
tracks.
it's just also it's not even the marketing because like after a while the marketing sort of stops. And the
Yeah,
touring and stuff like that is the fact that the song is so big, it's impossible to put out something else.
yeah,
That's why you don't know about some songs I've done because I put out other songs. Like
yeah.
but that's kind of how it is when you do collabs.
So yeah, he just released the one with Sid that just came out last Friday.
Yeah, last Friday on 2 Room Tracks, no phones.
You have the one with Matt Walk. That was pretty dope. I made that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that came out on Insomniac and Rotation. That went to number 7 on Beatport Bass House, which is pretty cool.
I think I saw that. Yeah. Okay, wait. You just released with Valentino Khan.
Yeah,
Um,
that
what's
was
on the
in
track here? Oh, here we go. Okay, I'll pass to
Frequency.
and Frequency. Okay, I'm gonna
Oh no,
listen.
yeah. So sad to say, I did a song called Frequency, and then did a song called Freak Frequency. Apparently, so things happen. Different hooks, but similar names.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how I didn't see this.
It's not that serious. Snoop Dogg has numerous songs that are just about weed. It's not that deep.
Yeah. Now, do you think there's a better way to reach, your fans? Like, because what I do for the shows, my parties, I have a text blast, and it's like great because the text blast when I send out a text, it goes to every single person, you know.
Oh, I mean, well, text blasts and email blasts are really good, and I'm not even anti that. Like it works for lots of people, but you gotta get the
Yeah,
list first. You know,
yeah,
I think lots of times when you do vocals, people don't even know about you as an artist sometimes, which I'm happy I'm doing this show and stuff like that. Because like
yeah,
sometimes it's, so you have to like first collect the things first, you know, more than anything else, you know?
yeah,
Like I have my whatever Instagram followers. I'm sure like a lot of them don't aren't even necessarily dances fans for music. They might just like because I'm funny on the internet. So that's one thing, you know, of my little thing. So like, you know, there's that. So at this point, I think I just sort of believe it's like I miss some people on social media, but I'm not even connected to them. But they listen anyway because like my stuff is on the playlist. Like with the music and stuff like that, you kind of pitch it through radio and playlists to reach people outside of the social media. Like if you do it through the social media, you do it, but it's like they don't. People like these DJs have mail outs and blasts because like they sign up people for stuff and they see them. But most of the time, those fans are already connected to Instagram or they're already going to be on Spotify, so it doesn't really do much for them, you know. Except maybe it's a great way to sell tickets though. And text blasts and stuff is a great way to sell tickets if you have like the whole whatever, you know.
yeah. I feel like yeah, the text blast is like my bread and butter. If I send out a text
Yeah,
blast, I could sell tickets or whatever RSVPs. It's
yeah,
a great way to get people to the events, and I think I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out, you know, there's an app or a site, Laylo. Have you heard of them?
I haven't heard of Laylo, no.
It's like a marketing campaign site thing for like musicians, and there's other things that you go for too. Let's see here, Laylo. But you can pretty much start collecting phone numbers pretty easily for even events, or I mean, I see some artists are doing it now too for when a release comes out. So hey,
Yeah.
text me your number or text me, and I'll send you the link right when it comes out or whatever.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, that's definitely something that I would do. I'm not anti. It's definitely I feel definitely something where I feel like not that I don't have like fans into me. I just don't have that. I feel the fans were into me already connected already. And I don't want to bother them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I don't want to. I put out so many music. I don't want to bother them. Everybody pretty much is. I'm annoying enough on the internet that they pretty much find out if they're connected at some point or
yeah,
another, or through the label's promotion. Like I'm not anti. I'm just more saying like I just don't want to bother our fans more so. Because sometimes fans, I've seen fans complain about people. They're like, "Oh my God, here you go for another email about this album. We know about it."
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
And
it's like,
I feel like the emails can get like, I mean, kind of annoying. But I mean, when it comes to shows, I think it's different rather than like,
yeah,
listen to my new track. Here's my
yeah,
new
no,
track.
shows are different. People sort of expect to be bothered about shows, and you like to be
Yeah, they
bothered
want to
about
see, hey,
shows.
what's going on in Orange County or what's going on in LA.
Yeah,
Here's what we got.
and they need to blast every day, like a few days through the day, because you might not have seen Monday's email about the show, but then that Friday before it's going out, you're like, oh, this is my email. This is what's going on. You go see it and stuff like that. Like I
Yeah,
understand that. Like I did used to throw parties when I was in New York a little bit, so like, I totally get understand that sort of thing.
yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out what's a good way to do it. I mean, I've been producing for a long time, but I haven't really got to like releasing. I mean, I released some stuff, you know, a couple years ago, but I'm pushing like a new sound that I'm really into. And it's just like, yeah, I'm having troubles like getting record releases and stuff, but I'm trying to
What
figure
sound are
out,
you
okay, let's
pushing?
just
What kind of sound are you pushing?
it's like UKG, like
UKG. Yeah, it makes it.
UKG
Yeah,
and like kind of like minimal beats. So I'm kind of like combining the two in a way. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to releasing on, I really want to release on labels, which I think everyone wants to. But I feel like most labels are like, oh, this doesn't fit our sound. I'm like, dude, this is
yeah,
so. I feel like some of these tracks I have are like, dude, this is so unique and like so different. And like most of them are just kind of repeating what's kind of
yeah. I mean, I
doing
feel that
well.
which, yeah, I feel like with that stuff, you just at that point you're gonna have to spend a day of your life and find the labels or like like do you know and like I always tell people like my advice is you need to find if there isn't a market then you are kind of fucked. But there
Yeah,
might be a market. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like you need to like at least be like, okay, cool. Can this fit in? And lots of times the market might not be with who you want it to be at with. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like let's use an example. Like let's use like I like Chris Lake, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll make a record or stuff like that. Like I wouldn't necessarily be like this record might not be able to come out. I'm doing a record with my friend Chrome Bodies. We got this song. It's like fast. That record can't come out on that record can't come out on Black Book. It can't. It's too fast. I like it, but like obviously I put out music with them, so it'll be easy. But I'm not even going to talk to them about it. But like
Yeah.
so, like now we literally have to go and sit through and like basically run through any sort of DJ and playlist and see mixes and stuff like that and figure out like that. Especially when which is kind of easier when you're just starting out because the label that might work for you, that could be a thing like that, could be something that's like fire, and this will go for anybody that's like might be outside of your scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like outside the scene that you're aware of, but then it's like there's a whole nother scene, because like there's clubs and parties for everything. There's music plays for every play. There's playlists. So like, lots of times where you end up one place might not necessarily be like in another place. You know what I mean? It's like with me, like big, like I started out doing like all that tech house, not tech house, block house and indie dance and everything like that. And my friends, they play boiler rooms and everything. Like they do all that stuff. Like I'm friends with them. Like it's not like I left these people behind. I'm like doing
Yeah.
more. Like no, their body. Like you play boiler rooms. Like we're friends. We play video games together. It's like not that deep, but
Yeah.
I sort of always like big sort of club stuff in a certain type of way and like sort of like that sort of tech house vibe and want to do vocals and like here's where I am. Like I don't like sometimes like, oh yeah, I wish I still was doing fun club music and stuff like that, but I don't really want to do that. And like I've
Yeah.
got more security to a point doing this, but it's like actually what I wanted to do and like I put out tech house and stuff like that. I wouldn't be like trying to like the way I am mentally, how I make stuff and everything like that. I wouldn't try to like convince these people to be like play this one sort of thing and stuff like that. Like I've been doing the Dirty Bird stuff since way back in the day, so I always sort of like that tech house stuff. But like I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not going to be like, yo, would you want to listen to this sort of thing for your thing to play? Like no, they want to play 140 BPM. Ballet funk club edit, which is I'm not saying a derogatory thing. I like the edit, but I'm not making that. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's like I think, but and like I wouldn't even, sometimes the labels that just it just doesn't, what exists might not even be that what you know about. So you just gotta like open yourself up to it. Like you gotta take a day of music. I say, anytime I like to sit like take a research day, like research who's playing what, research where you get samples from, research where things are gonna get going. So you can kind of map out where you're going with your music. That's so just being like I do this and then that because sometimes you like need a reality thing like that. I even did have my own records.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like we were saying earlier, I mean, people are playing like 140 stuff. A lot of people are doing that. I mean,
Yeah,
what's his name? Odd Mob. His stuff's at
yeah,
like what 135.
yeah, yeah. It's funny because when I'm talking about 140, I'm definitely talking about like 140 genre, which is kind of like more dubstep bassy 140. Just to
Okay.
say
Yeah.
that that's like a whole genre type of thing, like kind of breaks UK and stuff like that. Bass so things like that's called like 140, almost like kind of like future proto dubstep and stuff like that. But also like this like fun breaks and stuff in. Odd Mob is playing stuff at one. He's playing 135 about to 140 and up. That's what he's playing.
Yeah.
He will drop a little bit lower because he makes that stuff, but he's playing 128 to like 142. Because
Yeah.
he sometimes in his sets will go into some dubstep and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's
That's crazy. Playing
not,
anything 135 plus, on a
well,
four to the floor bleak beat.
I mean, but no, techno's around 140 right now and up, so it's not that crazy. And
For
also,
techno, that's normal.
yeah, but that's sort of like the odd mob bass house sound. Like, he can make the decisions. He probably has about 5 songs on the bass house Beatport top 10 as we speak. It's probably 3, but he probably has like 6 on the whole chart, on the
Is
whole
it
top 100.
technically bass house?
They put him in the bass house section. Yeah, he's not tech house. They put him in the bass house section.
Really?
Yeah, I hate to expose how much I know about the Beatport charts, but I'm very well acquainted with the Beatport charts, and I know
Is
that.
that where you look for music, or I'm not really on Beatport that often unless I'm
Well,
like
no.
downloading tracks.
Well. I mean, my songs get there, so I have to pay attention. You know,
Okay, yeah.
I have to pay attention, and also since when they play your songs of the Beatport thing, I am looking for my music there because people do kind of want to hear songs around that. Like if they've heard Clooney to the beat, they've also heard a whole bunch of other Beatport top tens. I'm not going to only play Beatport top tens. I'll play mixed stuff,
Yeah,
mix it
no.
in. But like I get that, and I get good promos too, and the promos end up on the Beatport top ten. So you kind of have gotta pay attention for it for work. Like I pay attention to it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not really releasing that much music, so I'm
Yeah.
not really paying attention
No.
to Beatport.
Yes.
That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like they do like people will label you as like bass house or something. Like if I release my music, it'd probably be under bass house or something because there's like UKG
Yeah.
kind of elements,
Yeah.
even though it's like over like a minimal beat. But
Yeah, bass house. I think sometimes it has like gotten a very dirty thing because people, and I like that stuff, but they think about like I don't know, Joyride, and which I like
yeah,
Joyride.
yeah,
No different, like Joyride, or maybe like Half Stracked and stuff like that, which like that, or like the heavier of night bass stuff, like bass too. I'm saying,
yeah,
but it's not really like that anymore. At least not how they categorize on the charts because tech house is so like very housey. Once you start getting more aggressive and stuff like that, they're gonna put it in the bass house thing. Like Odd Mob, Amam is bass house. You know, like he's a
yeah.
tech
That's
house
weird.
artist, but he puts out bass house tracks. Because like it's just very aggressive that compared to something
Is
else.
that just how they market it on
No,
Beatport, or is like that who
that's
is
how
that the label putting that under the like is the label
the label
labeling that as bass house?
the label and Beatport both decide where it's gonna go, and like they both
Really?
pitch it and they say it's gonna go. Yeah, but like it's very clear, the difference between like what's a beat. What's once you like start listening to it, you can like notice the difference between a bass house that goes in Beatport thing, and then whatever like that. And of course, there's like levels of bass house. Also, a lot of those people will still play those songs. Like, they might not play it all the time, but depending on the room, you will play a song from somebody from Confessions. Like you will play that, because people want to hear that. Like they they want to hear that. Sometimes I walk in a room and I'll know there's a lot of like nom type fans around here because like some of them are Dirty Bird fans. I might kind of tell from that, or somebody, and I'm like I want to play a little more bassy stuff and everything like that. But like I said, Amnon plays dubstep. Like they like they play weird remixes. What's that song? I think I'm losing my mind. They have like four remixes they play. They play a drum and bass remix. So
Yeah.
like you wouldn't necessarily hear that at the tech house level, but you might though. If the Martin brothers will play, they love drum and bass. So they'll play some drum and
Yeah.
bass. It's not that deep. Vanessa
Yeah.
too. Vanessa
I
too.
mean, when you're playing out for shows, you got make it a little more exciting. Play
Yeah,
the drum and
yeah,
bass or dubstep
yeah,
remix, whatever. I mean, like a lot of house artists do that
yeah,
when it comes
yeah,
to playing DJing live at shows. I remember
yeah.
what was it? Day Trip, like 2021, first year when it was at like the NOS Center. I think Omnon played like a drum and bass track at the end of his set. He's like, "Sorry for the house
Yeah.
music festival. I'm playing drum and bass."
I think I
Right.
might have been. Yeah, I went. Oh no, I missed that day trip. But yeah, yeah.
I wasn't sure if like did he get in trouble. I doubt he's fine, but
No, he's fine. I mean,
it's pretty
obviously he's
funny.
fine. He's doing great.
Yeah, did he do? No, wait, when is it? March? I think he's doing the Palladium.
Yeah, he's doing it later in March.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The venue's fat. I remember he played. It's right after he had that first track out for free. He played at like the local promoter in Orange County at Le Cave. Did you ever go to Le Cave back in the day?
I then went to look up. I don't went to look up.
Yeah, MDA used to throw them in. I think it was like I went in for like $5 or $10. Like, oh no way. But yeah, from there it's like an 80 cap venue to now Palladium. But that's been
Wow,
10 years in the making.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Where was it? Okay, so the track to the beat. There's that vocal part you did. Go Bessie Go. Was that
Yeah.
supposed to be bigger than the actual track name, or is it? I feel like everyone says
No,
Go Bessie Go after like a month or two after
no,
that.
no. We knew that beat. I remember. I got notes. They said we really think the Go Bessie Go is going to hit really good at the audience. You know,
Yeah,
but I think so. They knew that part, but To the Beat's a better name for numerous reasons.
yeah. It's more.
Like
Yeah, Go Bessie Go.
serious.
It
Yeah, like
sounds. I
nobody.
don't know.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, like it's like Clooney To the Beat is better than Clooney to Go Bestie Go. That sounds
Yeah, Clooney has a very
like
darker
yeah. Like yeah, like even I would name it To the Beat because To the Beat's the hook more than Go. But the Go Bestie book's like a little mini hook and stuff like that. But it's just
Yeah.
like it's like I mean, lots of stuff is like that. Like it's like like that Clooney track, Stephanie, right?
Yeah.
The original version of that song was called "Ooh" by Young Ma, and that was
Yeah.
just a line. Yeah, but like the song was called "Ooh" because that was the hook in it. But I remember when that song came out the hip hop way, in the hip hop day, everybody was saying "Headphony," even in the hip hop days. So like it's kind of funny. Sometimes there's always little things in the song that become the hook, but the hook is this other part of the hook. It's just still a hook.
Yeah, I didn't even know that vocal. I'm like, wait, this is a crazy vocal. And I didn't realize they made it so they cleared the sample to make it his own release.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think it's a sample. I think it's
Or it's not even a sample, yeah. But
I think she.
how does that work?
I mean, I assume it started from an edit somebody made, you know, and I assume they made the edit, and then they had to clear it, so they reached out to Young Ma. And I think it sounds like it. I don't want to speak because I can't, I can't really speak, but it does
Yeah.
sound like they had her re-record the vocal because
Oh,
of just
really?
because I know the original song so well. 'Cause I like it, and I obviously I listen to Clooney. I was like, I'm like, no, man, because I hear how she's on the beat in a way, like her inflection is different, not in a way that you could do in Ableton, but it sounds like really annoying. Like it sounds
Yeah.
really annoying. So it sounds like they took the edit and then they went had her touch some other things up, and that's what happened.
So you knew the original track before they
Yeah,
made an edit?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was a big hip hop hit. I listened to lots of hip hop. It was a massive hip hop song, like massive. That's her biggest song of all time.
It's that's their biggest
Young
track.
M.A. That's yeah, that's young M.A.'s biggest track, yo. This song, the Headphony is gonna be bigger than whoever was. I think yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, Stephanie has 8 million streams. Ooh has 339 million. So
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Stephanie's
right
not
now.
gonna. Yeah, Stephanie's actually not gonna even hit Ooh. I thought it
Yeah.
was, but like no, it's not gonna even hit. Ooh is like it's like a hip hop classic at this point. So
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that track is huge in the dance world, and it's like it
yeah,
doesn't even compare to what they did for the original.
not at all, not at all.
I mean, 8
I'm
million
sure
plays
she's
is
happy
really
to be.
good for like a couple months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna. I mean, that song it's gonna hit probably if it's 8 million plays over a decade. It's gonna make it to 100 million streams.
Do you think the Clooney track?
Yeah, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit at least a 90 over a decade. But I would say probably 100. Yeah,
That's just for Spotify or
just
overall?
Spotify, because that song hasn't even been out for a year yet, right?
Yeah. No, it came out what, a few months ago?
It came out December 6th. Yeah, bro, that's
Yeah.
crazy, man. That's crazy numbers. So like it's going to hit. That's going to hit. It's going to hit probably. I would say 100 million over like the next years.
No,
Yeah,
that sounds
because
crazy to me because I always thought my whole life I always thought dance music tracks were after a month they just stop like getting plays. So like are the labels still marketing it?
no, you don't even need them. They
Is
market a
it
little. I mean, they market it a little bit, which like you don't know about. Like they do a couple things and stuff like that. But basically, the artists themselves, just by being and just existing, and just by the song being big, markets itself. Like it doesn't need to. People hear it, they Shazam it. You know, like
yeah.
they're still in promo thing. They just dropped the remix for that Stephanie song. So with they just dropped the HNTR remix. So more people gonna hear it than gonna get the HNTR remix. I think that song was number one on Beatport also, like overall HNTR. I hate to but yeah, it was. But yeah, so like they keep marketing it, but it just sort of does it. I don't want to say by itself because like that's like the disrespect to work of these label people. But they're always working on pushing the other stuff. But they have like back end people and stuff to keep things still moving. Because they obviously want it to go, but like it's like less active promotion per se. That they need to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
I'm sure the playlisting still are they still cycling, tracks after a year in playlist? Like
Well. A year is long for a song. So if a
yeah.
song lasts on a playlist for a year, which like they've done, I've been on a playlist for a year. I think Operator's on a playlist for a couple years, real talk.
Yeah.
But like the thing is like I worked in radio programming, so like they there's some songs are classics, you know. So like some songs, or there's like levels. I'll give you a radio scale rundown if you want to know. There's like new releases, which are new hot hitters. There's your, there's levels, there's tiers, there's C, B, A, which is like, something, on levels. So your A things are your super big things, And then off of that, something that becomes good becomes a recurrent. That's like a kind of recent song like that. And then it's like a kind of, it's like a song that's like, let's use like, I don't know, a random Chris Lake song. So there's like a recurrent thing that gets played all the time. And then comes your classic song, which is a song which is like, they don't do it on lots of playlists, but they do it. It'll be a song within the last 5 years that's like so big that gets played all the time because it's like a thing like that. And that's how
Yeah.
radio and playlists work about the same way because it can't be all new music. Or you don't want to listen to it, you don't know the songs. If you listen to Tech House Operator, you want the hottest songs ever, but you do want to hear a song from 16 months ago. Like you sort
Yeah.
of do. It's just like when you're
Yeah. Yeah.
driving the radio, you hear like if you listen to hip hop song, you hear like an old War in LA, a whole Dre song. Like
Yeah.
it
You
kind
got
of
to
works
mix
the
it in there
same way.
still.
You have to, like, that's how the programming is done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to be releasing more music. I think I'm just gonna start releasing self-release stuff, or start my own label through Loco Disco. I don't know.
I don't know. I encourage you though first because sometimes it's so hard. start a label, do your thing. Especially you're going to do something different.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
the thing.
probably
It's like I think it's like kind of a money pit. You just lose a bunch of money if you start a record label.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's not. No, it don't cost the money. You just gotta set it up and put the thing. But it's like the promo. The promo is the hardest part of it, really. And like promoing from nowhere is just kind of hard when you could like, I don't know. I feel like the amount of time that you spend doing that, you could probably spend 2, 3 days finding the label to build the thing up. It's just kind of hard. It
That
just
is
might not
true.
be. You know, it could be
Yeah,
somebody in Belgium that like that likes the music, but then how you can play in Belgium. It
yeah,
might
that'd be
not.
awesome.
It's like, yeah, you might never play EDC, but you'll play in Belgium, which is like, cool. I'm not trying, what I'm saying? It's like you still went
Yeah,
to Belgium, like so.
yeah. It's so hard. I feel like to get a track release on a decent label for someone like me, I guess.
Yeah, if you're doing different stuff, it's kind of hard. Yeah,
But
cool.
yeah, I mean, we got 50 minutes in right here.
Yeah, we're good.
We could wrap it up now. Stoked
Yeah,
for this Saturday.
yeah, stoked for Saturday. I'm very excited. I'm very
Yeah,
excited. I'm going
I
to try
got
to
Taylor
finish.
on. I always try
Yeah,
when I make these lineups. I always wanted like a group of friends or people
sick.
that work together. You know, I think it's like a lot more special rather than
It
just
is good.
random people. I try to get a mom on, but yeah,
Yeah,
she's busy with another
she's
show.
busy. Yeah,
But yeah, great talk.
good talk.
I'll
See
see
you
you
Saturday.
Saturday.
All right, peace.
Sounds good. I'll talk to you later. See ya.
Bye.